initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, man. We here for another video. It is the season of the crash outs. We are the initiates for the flame. Be sure to join the Discord, join the Discord, join the Discord. We've been having some real exciting, enlightening, enticing conversations on the Discord. And if you want to be a part of it, utilize the link in the description or scan the QR code in the upper right hand corner. I'm here with my boy AD, my boy Serpent, and today we're going to talk about how this election, this time, this day and age, astrologically, spiritually, we are in the season of the crash outs, just so you don't become a crash out yourself. So with all that being said, AD, Serpent, go ahead and introduce yourself to the famo.
Peace to the tribe. Welcome, welcome. Let's get into tonight. We really finna check out that crash out energy. And as you always hear the intro, did you maintain your flame? Have you been building up your energy? Have you really been tapping and meditating? So if not, if you want to maintain that flame, go check out flameon.shop. Ashe.
Sacred Serpent, Sacred God Serpent. We here with a little bit of compassion tonight and a little bit of fun. So let's get to it. Flameon.shop, get those new tropics, mellow that thing on out.
So, of course, we got some videos to react to. Wednesday, this is our relationship day where we kind of let our hair down and get a little funky with our takes and our observations. But before we get freaky and nasty, let's keep it scholarly and deal with the astrological charts for the day, man. We got Mars opposing Pluto exact. We got the moon in Sagittarius, full body, creating a minor grand trine with the sun and Saturn. So, we got a lot of things pulling us through, pulling us forward. And in reference to you being tested, you ain't going to know how smart you are, how strong you are, how brilliant you are unless you are tested. It ain't going to be easy, hunky dory, but it can be good if you understand that whatever you're going through, it ain't going to hold you back. AD, what types of observations did you get from the chart this, what is this, on a Wednesday?
So on a Wednesday, well, first my brother Serpent gave me a strong download with his 7 of this, right? And then when I pay attention, Jupiter is on the 7 of this right now. And that's opposing Venus. So it's just like right now, this is a great time to take advantage of those moments where you feel like you're failing, or those moments where you feel like you're really under influence to do things that's not a part of the goal, where that Venus is sitting at debauchery. So I feel like, if we use this time to just lock in on what we want, not be under the influence of Venus, our emotions, and want to get that sneak link going, I feel like we could change things around. We got a lot of pain going on due to the recent theatrics. So I feel like, a lot of people failing according to that and stuff on that. So I just wanted to tap into that download Serpent had on the 7 disc. Because when we see failure, we just think it's over. But really, it's all about what our mindset leads us to and what our work is bringing us at the end of the day. Because that's where we get our results from, is our work.
That's an interesting observation with Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus. Taurus deacons are not very favorable unless you're talking about the middle deacon, but it does represent the divine feminine in an aspect where it is developing, and more or less is like hard knocks, right? Where you have worry on one side and then you have failure on the other side, and right in the middle, right, the sweet spot is success. Success is not easy. There are a lot of failures, and get yourself back up off the ground. You know, keep fighting, keep pushing forward, keep pursuing whatever you're doing. Kamala Harris is very young, and she only had a 3 month campaign. So you would have to think, what would it be if she had a 4 year campaign, right? My thing is to start campaigning now. Her whole campaign was asked into, she could have really tackled some serious issues and some serious policies, and she could have easily won this election. So, what did you learn from this experience versus just wanting the thing so bad and not doing what it takes to actually get it? Are you willing to do the thing? Because both of these energies is very strong with Uranus and Jupiter really sitting down on what you worried about and what you failing on. But we got to understand, why are we just so caught up on these things when they're just like gateways to greater experiences? So, Serpent, how you feel in reference to the energy today?
I mean, part of me wanted to see the reaction that a lot of people would have, based on the level of investment that has gone into, the whole political realm. But also, part of me wanted to see how people ended up treating each other. And ultimately, the energy brought me to a place that I didn't care for, not because I felt some type of way, but because of the observation of how other people were treating each other because of, whatever occurred last night, early into this morning. Um, I think I'd rather speak to the life within the beings as opposed to speak to um, the level of mental health or the lack thereof that people might need to start thinking about. However, the energy just told me that there's still a lot of work to be done.
As far as what does that work consist of in reference to? We just on the line just talking, whatever the case may be, but just for generalizations,
Mhm,
what could the work be done in reference to black men and black women having some form of real relationship outside of my paradigm versus your paradigm, and more or less being at odds, hard body? You
mhm,
talking about marriage? Like, this campaign was talking about, if your husband want to vote for Trump, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Divorce his ass, things like that. So at what point, if it's seeping in all the way into the covenant of marriage,
mhm.
what would be your solution for positive black men and black women relationships? Because it seems as though no matter what, people gonna be mad at one another for
Mhm,
whatever reason.
mhm. I think first there has to be a space that's created to remove all judgment from the standpoint of being able to sit and listen to one another. So like yesterday, this morning early, I was thinking about, the most powerful anagram I think that exists. There's a reason why silent and listen have the same letters, right? Most people do not have, or rather refuse to express the capacity to be able to listen to one another, because most people have a difficult time with being silent. So I'd say the first thing is if we need to start having these really tough conversations, and if there's ever going to be a point where we move the needle from what has been to what needs to be, the conversation has to be within a space where I don't judge you and you don't judge me for airing each other's grievances, right? I should be able to air my grievances with you being silent and listening, and you should be able to do the same with me being silent and listening. And on the back end, is that possible without holding it against one another in order for us to create a structured environment in order for us to move on and move forward past it, right? Because outside of me not liking your opinion about a thing or you not liking mine, and so therefore if I don't do what you want me to do, then you just not gonna fuck with me no more. It's super weird and it's super childish, right? So I think the first thing needs to be space. I think the next thing needs to be one person has to be silent in order for them to be able to listen, and each person has to be able to open up and be themselves and be honest about how they truly fucking feel. And I don't think black men or black women or melanated men or melanated women have been doing that for each other for a long time.
It feel like it always felt like a disconnect, but like especially like as I got older, the more older I got, the more I seen like a level of like these people are in two different worlds, yet and still are relating to one another. So it's kind of like, it's set up for failure from the beginning. There is no real hierarchy in relationships. So when we introduce, I feel like if we gonna really do this shit for real, we got to do it through God and have a real level of hierarchy. And it can't be two people on the steering wheel. And like men have to come into their natural leadership roles that naturally create the submission. Not like we forcing the submission, like you gotta submit to us and all of that, but we become so into our masculinity, for lack of better words, that we become almost irresistible in our disposition, in our way of life. Because otherwise, it looked like people are trying to force it and make it to be something that, you know, it's only going to be trouble. It's only going to be issues and people fighting. And this has gotten so out of hand with the rhetoric and the dispositioning of just people just so mad, for whatever reason now. And it's just like, where is God in all of this? Like we have completely separated church from state and spiritual development in a serious way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so if you look at the trends in the chart, right, with the trine of Mars and Mercury, right? If you can build where Mars is at is on the first decade of Cancer, if you could build a deep love and a deep admiration for yourself, you'll be able to love others the same way. And then that's by building that communication through Mercury and being able to talk about what's close to your heart. Six of Cups, right? Pleasure. Understanding what's close to your heart, understanding your true wants and meaning. Because it's like if you don't have this communication, you're gonna probably be on that Mars side, just kind of just snapping off the wheel, not really being able to talk from an authentic place. You're just worrying about winning the battle or the debate. But if you don't worry about winning the battle or the debate, you worry about listening to somebody and hearing their thoughts and mind, people will love and respect you more because they will feel and see you as a real person, not as somebody that's trying to clap back at them or respond as soon as they're speaking. Because I feel like if we come from that place and build that deep love where we find the God within, that's how we'll be able to talk with everybody about our deep passions and still find a way where we still serve each other at the end of the day. Whether if you like eating this or whether if you against that. It's about building, it's like wanting that change in yourself first instead of trying to change everybody and have them agree to it's all one opinion. Because that's basically what everybody doing with the whole, oh, since you voted for Trump, you're a racist, we can't hang. I know you want people to get raped, you know what I'm saying? And then for people who voted for Kamala, it's just like, you don't see where our money needs to go. You don't understand. You for the Democrats, you're a devil. That's just straight Mars hot-headedness, you know what I'm saying? Especially being a Cancer. If you're not having control of your emotions and what you're saying is affecting you, and then you might have turmoil in your household with this Mars and Cancer. You know what I'm saying? Hostility with your mother, especially if y'all had two different debates about who should be president.
You see that a lot, like people having debates and fights within their homes, and then it's really changing that home. It's really putting everything on rocks because it's like it's two different paradigms. It's two different ways to look at this reality, and because people are not sensitive or cognizant of the different ways that people live and how they view the world. Like it's not really a different way. Like it is the belief in God and the non-belief in God. And then once you really just get into a space of like, oh, we gotta pray, we gotta really get in tune, we gotta listen to spirit, we gotta like move according to how things is playing out or laying out, everything makes sense. So it's not really as level of like being at odds, it's just being ignorant of where that viewpoint come from. And not saying that people vote for Trump believe in God. I feel like and people that vote for Kamala don't believe in God, but it's a way of gauging the reality. Cause I know it's some soulless people that follow Trump easy because it don't take it's an easy choice. But on the other hand, though, this whole situation is just outlaying in many different ways. Like, regardless of what you say, regardless of what you do, you're not going to be able to get through to people. Like, and the people that you are going to be able to get through to, good. Link with them, stay with them, be in tight unison with them. But if you start talking to people and they want to start arguing with you and fighting with you would be a damn fool if you trying to give them love and compassion so they can understand you. Them niggas will take you out.
I mean, okay, it's dope how you said that because when you think about that, and when you think about a friend level, when we try to like be with people that make us feel good, you know what I'm saying? It don't really work out for us all the time. But when we with people who actually strive for higher learning, to do better, um, be good at what they like to do and try to help you do it, you'll find that experience. But that's like moon right now in Sagittarius, Nine of Wands. You know what I'm saying? Using that change, using that higher learning to find better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But that takes growing out of your comfort, being okay with being wrong. Because when you're around people that smarter than you, they're going to tell you how you're wrong, but not from an egotistical level.
What I missed, big dog? I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I'll be right back. I gotta restart my computer.
Okay, bet.
So
Mm.
You seen a lot of crash outs today?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So tell me why. You know where? So I don't know if you ever be around your local city, county, or city hall like that.
Yeah, I
But
work. I work like right next to it.
yeah, so do you see people outside there talking about how things are gonna go to hell since Trump is on? You know that
nothing,
people
nothing
outside.
that, nothing that drastic. But I've walked past a bunch of long faces today.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had, I had a couple of coworkers like come in my office with the long face and be like, Trump won. Like, you know how you like feel somebody or see somebody's pain, but you can't really say what you really want to say because you might laugh and shit. I
Oh,
found I found myself like trying to detach from the people who were coming in my space and wanting to express, shit about this election because I was just like I don't think they know who I really am because I would really just laugh at that. I would laugh at you. Like the only reason I didn't laugh at the coworkers is because I actually like my coworkers. But
yeah,
like the first person I see that, really got an issue with who was elected or selected or whatever, like I'm gonna laugh at you. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I'm not the kind of nigga that's just gonna be like, yeah, well, nah. Like I don't have any positive words for you for none of that shit. Like I'm gonna laugh, honestly.
yeah. Nah, it's like um, that one. I forgot what is that real, but it was like I got time today. I don't. I
I got time today, cuz.
don't. Man,
I got
let
time.
me do this work. I could have sworn they say no politics at work.
Mm-hmm.
Try to
What
get
Yeah.
us
y'all
skipped
talking
up.
about?
People crashing out a little bit. I said, did you see anybody from the court buildings and city halls and counties with them signs talking about Trump, evil president, we need to make a change?
Yeah, that's the type of stuff that is kind of confusing to me because like at one level it have you really thinking about like I understand racism and I understand that we don't like white guys or whatever the case may be.
So
But
they.
at the set, yeah, so they say. Like I seen who was the oh man, I can't think of the. It just see Tamar Braxton. She was just talking about how like white guys and all this, and it's like your boyfriend is a white dude. So what is we so mad at white boys for? And a lot of y'all like Kamala husband a white guy. So all I'm saying is like on one level, we got this. We in the racist country and we need to fight for our rights. But then on a whole nother level, we can't even have conversations with one another. How we gonna fight against the racist structures and all this type of shit, all this like kumbaya, my lord shit, and we can't even have basic fundamental conversations because if I was to deliver truth, you gonna want to fight me in real life. Like men, you be lying a lot of times just to get along.
Mm-hmm.
You lie to your mama, you lie to your girl, you lie to the girl at work, you lie, 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 lie. And it's like all men are liars, but if they told you the truth, could you handle it? Could you take it? You know what I mean? So it's like
It's
this
that.
is this this is where we at with it. Being able to like delivers deliver the truth of a situation without it being a situation where people feel like, all right, let me attack this nigga. Let me be mad at this nigga. Let me be emotional with this nigga. Like Kamala could have lost the presidency and we could have been like, man, that ain't what I wanted, but you know,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. But people took it a whole nother way. And it's like my kids, man. Like I told my kid he couldn't play the Xbox. He started crying. And I'm like, the more you cry,
The
the
less I
less you
want you
gonna
to get
play
that.
the Xbox.
It's the less I want you to get that shit.
Yeah, the more because I'm already telling you what it is. And it'd have been better if you'd have been like, okay, I see what you did there. I might even let him play it tomorrow. I'd be thinking that.
Like give him one more extra day to just stew in his own bullshit.
Like I'm gonna give it back early if you just don't tweak. But if you start crying, you start being emotional. But then I'm talking about my kid 9 years old, and I'm just like, yo, I don't like that shit. All right, but imagine if you talking to a chick that's 32.
Yeah.
Imagine you talking to a guy that's 34 and you start giving them the reality of how we living or what's going on. It's a lot of niggas that's not even going to tell your man.
Ramen play the game all day.
You ain't even going to tell him that because he might, you know what I'm saying, that's not even going to be your friend no more.
Fuck no, he ain't going to be your friend no more. Nope. And I
would just say this, just was one thing. If you the type of person that get mad when somebody tell you some shit, check your motherfucking self, man. It's 2024. Grow the fuck up, bro. Sis.
Yeah, we probably should use this time. Well, I'm gonna use this time to reintroduce another part that people really don't talk about much. Like you always hear that snatchy catchphrase of emotional intelligence. I want to talk about or reintroduce emotional regulation because that shit is exactly what you're talking about. Like anybody that reacts that way off of a conversation, there's no regulation going on within them whatsoever. Like an emotionally regulated person can hear some shit that they don't agree with and feel really strongly about it, but still not react. Right?
Listen, the baddies is going on dates with strangers.
Strangers, bro. Strangers, bro.
And you know how they get them? You know how they get them? When she say, I got a boyfriend, and then you know what they comeback is? Then why your toes not done? They hit you all smooth shit like that, then they go on that date. I see the treads and your tires going down. Why your man ain't handle that?
Yeah, I seen this one live today where the shorty was like, if anybody just hover around the word Trump, block them. It's like, what?
See?
Like you can't even say the letter T. Like you gonna get blocked for everything. Like, bro. So like now conversations are gonna start with who you voted for. Is that what we doing?
Yeah.
Let's look at this little quick video and let's just see this shit, man.
Play this video, bro. We are not becoming slaves. What are y'all talking about? Let me play this clip.
I'm sorry. No. Why? I gotta go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
There's no.
Where's the logic at in the meltdown and then waking up? She says she don't want to go to sleep because she might wake up a slave.
You know,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm starting to hope and wish that some of this shit is memes and acting. Like, because the level of mental health that does not exist within these, bro. She literally put her phone up to yell at it. Like,
Yeah, because it's like I want to know the time of the day. Like, did you instantly got up and do that, or did you wait till a certain time and be like, "I will get in the car"? But
You
yeah,
know the algorithm support your views when you post at 9 a.m. looking ass bitch. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We gotta actually do better because
yo, we gotta
at
do
what point is yelling at your camera real life, bro?
and then you edit it, get the watermarks, put some little vignette in it.
Yeah, you
Like you
upload,
heard about like
you color grade
hold on.
it.
But hold up. But hold up. If we gonna say anything about this motherfucking bonnet, if we gonna say anything about that motherfucking bonnet, yo, I can't take my eyes off that shit, bro. I'm looking at that shit and I'm just like, where in America do you think that shit is fly, bro? Like,
they
I
said,
get it. The women is crashing out. I get it. But the niggas in the bonnets is killing me, bro. I swear, bro. The niggas in the bonnets is killing me.
"Oh man, bro." They said that's a new style, man. It's better than the do rag. Because the girls wear the do rag now.
Yo, the role reversal is so crazy, bro. Broads and do-rags and niggas in bonnets.
No way you guys collectively allow social media to have you believe that you're about to become a slave because of who won presidency, bro. Yo, this is not the 1900s. It's not the 1800s. People got buttons, bro. No, ain't nobody becoming no slave. Like, what are y'all talking about? In the first video, Shawty sat there, put her phone up just to scream into the phone, bro. Like, just to have a mental breakdown on camera. If that's not clout chasing, I don't know what is, bro. You guys need to relax. I don't know what celebrity quote you reading that got y'all thinking people becoming slaves. No, nobody is becoming a slave. Nobody's a slave. Actually, nah, I ain't gonna say that cause TikTok guidelines. But bruh, stop it, bro. Y'all embarrassing.
So crazy. It's so many eye-opening things to this election. It's actually quite eye-opening to witness. I'm not gonna lie. Like this election was just an election for some people, but for me it was very eye-opening in different aspects. But one of the things that was very eye-opening is I've never ever seen black women have this much grace for a woman that ain't even black, that for an actual black woman. I've never seen black women have this much patience. Kamala went 40 days.
So can we talk about the spell work?
Please.
Because if we don't talk about the spell work, then we ain't gonna understand. A download came to me. We was talking about Moloch, and I was trying to figure out where it started from. It started from MLK, and I'll tell you why. Right.
Break that down.
So it start with Minnow Simons. I'm gonna show it on my screen. Minnow Simons. Okay. Minnow Simons. Minnow Simons was a Roman Catholic priest who was excommunicated from the Catholic Church and became an influential Anabaptist religious leader. Simons was a contemporary of Protestant reformers, and it is from his name that his followers became known as Mennonites. So where is the Mennonites at? Mennonites is in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Russian
I
Mennonites.
see where this is going.
Where is the settlement of Mennonites in Ukraine, you might ask?
We should have a drum work for this.
Moloch Stachna.
Hold the fuck up. What?
Molokna Colony was a Russian Mennonite settlement in what is now Ukraine. So I know this is kind of like a leap, but Moloch, being an entity, have been working with the United States in specific with the civil rights. So when you talk about civil rights mainly is for women, for real, Black women, for real, because they get the opportunity to vote, to work, to get property, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King was, when you speak of civil rights, you talking about Martin Luther King, but you got to also understand before civil rights, it was integration. Before civil rights, Black people was the standard of morality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They were at the top of the hierarchy as far as
The most married.
it's called.
The most married. But back
Mm-hmm.
to Menno Simons, who was he a contemporary of? Martin Luther. Menno was not satisfied with his inconsistent answers, which he got from Martin Luther. He resolved to rely on scripture alone, and at this time, he describes his preaching as evangelical and not sacramental. So Martin Luther was the creator of the Protestant. Now we got to understand demonic possession of Martin Luther. Martin Luther King is not a real person. He's an entity, because we can also say, what is Martin Luther King's birth name? Is it Martin Luther King?
Nope.
Martin Luther King was born Michael Luther King Jr., but later changed his name to Martin. Why did he change his name?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then it gets shortened to MLK. But when we talk about MLK is a road that lead to a Confederate graveyard in Atlanta.
What they do in Confederate graveyards? What they got in Confederate graveyards? Confederate soldiers?
Confederate soldiers. Why do they honor Martin Luther King at a Confederate memorial? See, we talking about the Democratic Party and we talking about slavery. The Democrats, when you watch The Interview with a Vampire, the slave owners were vampires, meaning that the slave owners were possessed. Every white person didn't own slaves.
No.
Only a certain few owned slaves, the demonic ones, the select few. And those same select few is the same people we vote for, nigga.
Same bloodlines.
Same bloodlines, same entities, some energies, and we should not be looking up to these people, because at the end of the day, these people are possessed by demonic entities.
They're not called Democrats for no reason.
They're not called Democrats for no reason. It's not a democracy for no reason. It is a demonocracy.
Facts.
And MLK, Moloch, say it 10 times fast, and you will be saying the same thing. Do we call it Martin Luther King Boulevard or MLK Boulevard?
MLK. As a
Is
matter of
MLK Boulevard notorious for being crime-ridden, debaucherous ass roads?
Martin Luther King Boulevard in New York is crazy.
They all lead to hoods, and it might be some nice ones. Don't get me wrong,
but I'm still
older.
I'm still old enough to remember the fight that had to go on just for him to get the street in the first place. And this is all after that street was already named that led to a fucking Confederate fucking graveyard.
But then let us not forget Ukraine, because Ukraine is what the Democrats they send all of their money to.
Yeah. What was
how much money did you get from the government? First of all, how much money did you get from the government in this past 4 years?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So why the fuck is you voting for these motherfuckers, man, when they sent billions, if not trillions of dollars to Ukraine? For what? And they didn't give you shit. And we talking about who we voting for. And then we want to talk about coming together. Listen, if y'all can't identify the demons, I'm not fucking with you.
75 billion. Let's say it together. Joe Biden sent 75 billion to Ukraine.
And they sent your black ass nothing. And then when they asked Kamala, would you do anything from different from Joe Biden? She said no. So what we talking about here is like a real serious situation that's taking place. And in ancient times, we would know the difference. But in these times, because we so isolated, and then when we do talk, when y'all do get in front of people, they only trying to scam you. I bet you the next time you see a spiritual person, they got a course.
Mm-hmm.
They got an event.
Some monetized gold, or
they got some monatomic gold, some liquid water. The nigga selling you liquid water.
Yo, y'all clowning today. Yo. These niggas they brought up the gold water.
Oh my god.
And you can't be mad at them. You just gotta be mad at the stupid ass niggas that buy into the bullshit. Niggas is buying liquid water with gold flakes in it. Talking about how you feel. I feel energized. Get the fuck out of here. Goofy ass.
Talking about the ancestors' DNA used to be gold and back in the day.
Yeah. Fucking scam
we
artists.
Really doing real alchemy. We're drinking gold water, and what we supposed to do alchemy turn into gold.
Yo,
listen,
bro.
Because the reality of spiritual work, a nigga could just have done, did something real dirty the previous day, but then come to your spiritual event, shaking your hands, passing you negative energy, and you all talking love and light. Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here, because we can't identify the demons. We can't identify the angels. We can't identify the spirits. We all on the surface level with this shit.
We don't know who from who.
And that's crazy. That's crazy how you said that, because we was talking about that earlier. Like, why do motherfuckers want to find God after they done all the whole shit? After they got done so wrong so many times, it's like, all right, now I want to follow this God path. I want to get right with Jesus real quick. Since I just got sledded out and going through all this pain.
Because it's real. God is real.
That shit is weird, though. That shit is weird.
It's real. It's real. It's a reason why you can't have sex 7 with 7 people all day, every day. You can't just do it like that, because if you just did it like that, your life would be in shambles. This is why it's better when you have that one person that you can confide in, pour into, they pour into you, they with you for real, versus having sex with somebody that you can't even ask for $20. I can guarantee you, and people in this world is so confused, they will be sexually active but don't have a pot to piss in. People so confused and be like, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to pick me up from work. It just be like, come on, man, get up off your ass. Yo. But you can't get up off your ass because this shit is too thick now. People so confused and so intrigued with other people and don't even know why. So intrigued with somebody else, don't even be intrigued with who they can be in life. So you gotta really ask yourself, if you gonna have a real conversation. Listen, you're gonna be with somebody and they're gonna be lazy as fuck. They ain't gonna have no ambition. They gonna slow your life down. And then you're gonna go to a spiritual motherfucker and they be like, "Ooh, you wanna do a love spell? Take some roses, take some honey, rub it up your ass, and walk around with the rose honey in your ass, and you'll be sure to attract a man." And it's like, you don't need that shit. You know what I'm saying? You need so much work to be done.
All you really need is a womb steam and some celibacy in your life. Like
walking around here with rose quartz in your bra and all types of weird shit, and you ain't did no mental work, no emotional work, no journal work.
You said rose quartz in the bra?
Yeah. Talking about obsidian clear the rays away, but you still traumatized by what your dad not being around. Talking about you got the latest and greatest crystals. Yeah, I sure do. But what about that hurt?
Yo, that's all that shit fake.
All that shit is fake. It's all placebo. Because if I kick some real shit to you and you be like, Kyrie, shut the fuck up, I don't want to hear this shit. You can get all obsidian in the world, bitch. It won't matter. You can get a backpack full of quartz crystals. I can't be honest with you.
You can wear yellow all week for all y'all, nigga.
For Oshun, rituals by the river, it don't matter. You can get a gallon of gold water.
My nigga Baron in the background, like one more sip. Go ahead, one more sip.
Hey, as soon as you go to sleep, I'm in that pussy. I've been in that pussy since you've been watching porn, since you've been depressed in high school because your boyfriend had sex with your best friend. You was depressed then. You bringing that same depression into 28, and I'll be telling you, well, what's your boyfriend's name? I don't even know that nigga's name, but you got spirit attachments from a nigga that you don't even know his fucking name. But we can't never have no real conversations.
Never.
The nigga Baron right there, like you are boyfriend or I'm her boyfriend. You want to double team?
Yeah, like you got it tonight or I do.
We could go back and forth with it. Ask your girl what she dreamt about last night. She'd be like, "Oh, I don't even remember. That shit was. I don't even remember."
Dick all in her stomach. Dick all in her stomach.
Every time I hear somebody say, "I don't even have dreams." Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's when I'd be like, "You ever heard of Donald Tyson? No, you never heard of it. Hey, listen." Just because you don't hear about information, that mean it don't matter. Like, yeah, no. You got to understand about incubis and succubis, like, for real. Like,
ASAP.
For real. Especially if you like that cornager, you know, that corn, you know what I mean? Fill in the blanks.
That little blue pink pill y'all got, whatever that shit is.
Or that rose toy.
Niggas was on Halloween taking advantage of the corn candy deal. You fucking bastard.
Oh, man.
Yo. Yo, I thought
He was eating the corn candy in Halloween.
that is a random question that I had last week. I didn't get to bring it up, but I was like, isn't it sacrilegious for Christians to celebrate Halloween?
I don't celebrate it. I don't deal with it. I never have. I don't think I ever will. I just don't get into it.
I remember.
I don't understand. I don't understand why people celebrate Halloween. I don't understand why adults celebrate Halloween, but that Halloween shit and that birthday shit, y'all can go to hell with that shit.
If we really want to be technical, the last three, you know what I'm saying? Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Oh, go to hell. We gonna celebrate. We gonna celebrate being displaced from our homeland. We gonna have a big feast and eat turkey.
We're gonna celebrate the day when
turkey make you tired as fuck.
We're gonna celebrate the time when they used to chop our heads off and put our heads on spikes and eat in front of it. You really gonna do that?
And you could walk into a village and see your family members on a pike. You know what I mean?
Nigga.
On a pike. Like, oh, that's auntie. Damn, they did her like that. Yep.
Look what they did to Junebug. Damn,
they done got Junebug.
RP Junebug.
We gonna enjoy a meal. Like, no. We can. My thing is, every day is a holy day.
Every day. Any day your eyes open, nigga. Like,
God did not give us special days. God didn't give us Christmas. God didn't give us Easter. None of this shit. And all of this shit is lockdown. Because what do they do on these days? They manipulate the time on these days, goofy ass niggas. What is it called? What is it called?
All off beat.
Daylight savings time. That's lockdown. God don't do daylight savings time. God say, this is the day, enjoy it. Get you some pussy.
If your days was right and exact, your motherfucking so-called holidays would not switch.
They wouldn't switch. But they have to be manipulated and things of that nature. They have to create a day to celebrate some stuff. And it's the whole system is manipulated and you don't need it.
Niggas
but if you feel you need it, you're gonna be locked down under it.
Niggas got some shit called a leap year. What the fuck?
It's not real. That's not real. They made that shit up.
Word the mother, they made that shit up.
You know how they made it up? Because if we lived in Ethiopia, nigga, we wouldn't even be on this timeline.
Fuck no. If we was in Ethiopia, my nigga, we still be in 2019.
We'd be in a whole different year. A whole different month, a whole different energy.
They still in 2019, bro.
It's crazy.
Talking about 13 months because we got 13 constellations. So it's supposed to be 13 months, 28 days each month, and 1 day for rest. That would be your 365. It's 13 and 28, that's 364. Your 1 day of rest is the 365. But I digress. She was cooking though. Let her finish cooking. We got a little bit wrapped up.
Start to finish. Not everybody want to abort their kids. Because that's the... If Trump was paying bills and sponsoring vacations, y'all would love him. The same black women would love him.
What she mean though? Trump gonna be bitch's sugar daddy in 2024?
He was sponsoring trips.
He was sponsoring trips. He was flying bitches out. He was. What is we talking about? Sometimes people be trying to make points and they don't even got like.
And then they tell Trump. They tell him
Trump was paying. She like this. She got a sugar daddy. She only know it. You can only talk about what you know. If Trump was paying your bills and flying you out, you would vote for him too. Like what?
Yeah. Somebody flew her out a couple times.
A few times. She know about that sugar daddy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
To wish death upon your black brothers and black sisters because they don't agree with your opinion because this lady who's literally been around, and everybody don't want to be delusional with y'all. That's insane to me. To make it seem like this gender war just started when it's been a problem with black men and black women in the black community for decades.
Facts.
To act like it's going to be black men's fault because this lady lost when her campaign was just trash. It was trash from start to finish. Not everybody want to abort their kids, because that's the only right y'all was fighting for. Can't nobody name me another right, which is why I'm just so astonished as to why we're crying on here. Can nobody name me one right?
Bro, why is everybody talking about this online, but nobody is talking? If we talk about the same thing, it must be a spirit.
Gotta be. Anything that everybody is doing is a spirit, bro. Like, listen, 8 billion motherfuckers on the planet. There's no way everybody is doing the same fucking thing, bro. That is a spirit, bro.
If you wearing lace fronts in Cleveland and Memphis, Tennessee, that's a spirit.
That's a spirit, yo.
If y'all getting abortions all over the country, that's a spirit. If y'all talking about it, that's a spirit. Because it was a point in time where we had these election cycles and they never even mentioned the word.
Never.
It wasn't never a thing.
Never a thing.
Talking about taxes or some shit like that. Having a campaign on abortion, and she's really gassing the public up because she don't even have the power to change it because the Supreme Court ruled on it 2 years ago.
That shit is a state level issue, not federal.
It's
That
already set in stone.
States, yeah, that means all 52 states can deem that issue differently than any other state. Nobody has to do this shit collectively whatsoever.
She don't have the power to make it a federal law. Shit crazy, man.
As a woman that is being taken, we're grown. We all know how babies are made. Babies are not just falling out the sky. We can go with the hypotheticals, but the reality is that 90% of these abortions are because people are using abortions as birth control. The reason why a lot of these women feel like Kamala represent them, because how can somebody you don't know represent you? Y'all don't know 10 facts about this lady. The 5 facts that y'all did know all turned out to be lies. So y'all don't know 10 facts about this lady. You saying she represents you. That spirit represents you.
Ooh, she cooked. Oh, she cooked on. She ate on that.
Don
We gotta remember Ephesians 6:12. You know, and just a little quick paraphrase, but we gotta remember we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we're wrestling against principalities and powers and darkness, spiritual hosts of wickedness. So we just gotta remember that, like, a lot of things that we fight are spiritually, and then what we see in the mundane, just know it's manifested in a physical aspect.
This is why I'm not about to argue with nobody, man, because I'm dealing with a spirit at this point. I know I'm dealing with a spirit. I know I'm dealing with a spirit where you mad and you angry. I know you done allowed yourself to get possessed because I ain't mad and I ain't angry.
Or you ever win an argument with a spirit? The fuck?
You can't do that. You can't do that. That's impossible.
That is impossible, bro.
You're gonna drive yourself crazy. You gotta start laughing at these motherfuckers, man. Yo, is somebody in your life right now and their whole shit is to get you to argue, one in the chat. To pull you up out of your shit, call you, make you feel like you ain't shit, or make you feel a certain type of way. You gotta read this Bible verse and then start laughing at they bitch ass. Whoever it is, it could be your kid, it could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could be your mama, it could be your daddy, it could be your best friend. They argue with you, you start arguing, you lost because you start trying to drop logic and facts, and they don't care about that shit. And here you go, all wound up, off your purpose, talking about I'm just about to go home, plug up the Rose toy, cut it on extra power mode, and go to sleep. See, you had a whole plan for the day.
You ever try to want to argue with a nigga and with a woman and she come out and she like, that's why your breath stink. See, like, listen, nigga, you doing all of this logical shit and she just gonna hit you where it hurt. Like that shit don't even, bro.
So you saying I'm doing you dirty, right? but your Air Force Ones though, is we gonna talk about that? You got white Air Force Ones, and you saying that I'm doing you dirty, but you doing your own self dirty with those Air Force Ones. You ever think about that? You need to start thinking about that before you start trying to question me on how I treat you.
Niggas want to get 2 pairs of Air Force Ones, one clean ones and one dirty.
Yo, I swear to God, bro. This shit, yeah.
Be walking heel toe so they don't crease them bitches.
I swear to God, bro. That's why your Air Force Ones is leaning, nigga. Like, yo.
Talking about you need somebody to lean on. You got your Air Force Ones right there. Lean on them motherfuckers. You already got them prepared to lean on.
Yo.
Stop talking to me about this stupid shit, dude, because I'm going to really treat you like you need to be treated. Like, and you be trying to really logic against her, but she already was possessed by Baron a long time ago.
Yeah,
she married to Baron.
She loaded up too. Like she was waiting for this argument, nigga. Like, what? She was waiting for this shit.
Whatever you say, she not listening. Whatever you say, he not listening.
Nope.
They not listening. They don't care.
Nope.
You're not talking to the person that you think you're talking to. And when you start burning herbs, start burning. I mean, I don't even know if I should even tell motherfuckers, because motherfuckers will burn that shit and you'll be like, damn, some shit started to happen and you'll be mad at me. But the reality is the spirit is there. You don't see the spirit because you see the family member. You see the friend. You see the lover. You a fucking goofy. We can't have real conversations if you don't see the spirit. This is why people is so sad when they woke up today in reference to this election. But you know niggas got the fucking mind capacity of a goldfish. They gonna be off this shit sooner than later. So don't even worry about it. They'll be on something completely else next. I said next week. Tomorrow to next week. I feel it's more leaning towards tomorrow. You right, AD. There's gonna be some shit that happen tomorrow.
Swear to God, tomorrow they're gonna be talking about Ice Spice and Lotto. Found out they related. Watch
something. Mary J. Blige got her heart broke again, but it's cool because she about to come out with another banging ass CD. Watch, it's gonna be something.
They said, let's go back. All right, since the election, let's get back to normal. How do y'all feel about going 50-50?
Yeah. Let's talk about Ari Lennox being mistreated. The fuck? Yo, they gonna be on to the next real quick, bro. Like real quick. But my thing is, like, is it repairable? Or should it even or should people even bother trying to repair?
I mean, I feel like I would refer to Bobby Hemmett on this, where everything is internal and you can change the world, and you can change the world by having a deeper relationship with yourself. Because it's like, from seeing it and working with the particular entities and different spirits, like really feeling like I need to go deeper and deeper into myself over these past couple of weeks. Like I had to really work through some shit, but I didn't really have to work through some shit where I just really had to connect to some shit. And once you connect to that shit, you get your downloads, you get your direction, you get your finances in order, and you change a lot of shit. So I say all of this to say it can change if niggas take care of their motherfucking self. But it's like if you don't see a person for who they truly are based upon whatever darkness that they carry, whatever shadow they trying to hide from you, whatever shadow work they ain't trying to do, you gonna keep tripping yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As an individual. So the work is really getting to a point where your magnetism is high, your discernment is high, and you just kind of like live a good life. Because fuck all the dumb shit. What is you actually saving? What is you actually doing for real? Who's to say who? How do you know what people is automatons and what people have a soul?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know? Do you know the difference? You trying to save a whole bunch of goddamn AI bots? Don't even realize they AI bots because you don't even know the makeup of the world for real. You don't even know if this is a simulation, and the only person that exists in this motherfucker is Racine. And here you are trying to save the goddamn NPCs, but once again, it's like save your motherfucking self. But I promise you, what Bobby Hemmings said in Babylonia is when you create a beautiful world within yourself, you can't help but to see it outside of yourself. The women that's crying over it, they don't have to cry over Kamala fucking losing this fucking election. They choosing to do it.
Yep.
They can very well say, "Oh well, I don't give a fuck," and they will tomorrow. They'll be like, Kalani dropped a new CD. It's all about how we hate niggas. I love it. Like, what about what happened to Kamala? We off that.
Yeah. We found out she really not black.
She not even black for real. Can you believe it? She
A month
married a
later,
white
they'll be
man.
like, we sorry. We should have listened to y'all.
Oh man. It's crazy.
That lying, using, manipulating, gaslighting, being a narcissist spirit represents you. Doing whatever you got to do to get what you want represents you. Saying whatever you got to say to get what you want represents you. That's the reality. Because when you get on here, every other video is use him, lie to him, manipulate him. That's the spirit that represents y'all, because that's all Kamala did was gaslight y'all and manipulate y'all to get what she wanted. The spirit of not knowing how to take no accountability represents y'all. Because we know one thing Kamala did not do. She was around these last 4 years, said she would not change anything. Joe Biden literally said that there's nothing she didn't have power in and she did not have her hand in. And America's in shambles. And this lady took no accountability, and y'all want to blame everybody because she lost? Try taking accountability. Try being empathetic. Try having some sympathy. Try, instead of wishing death on people, having a heart. That's what represents y'all.
You know what's the crazy part? The crazy part is that I've listened to more than a handful of melanated women wish death on the melanated man because of the results of this election today, right? And the crazy part about that is only 20% of melanated men voted for Trump. 20%. In fact, more people voted for Kamala this time than they did, more black men voted for Kamala this time than they did for Biden 4 years ago. But yet, the vitriol is still aimed at the melanated man. This is crazy. You know where all them votes came from? The young Latinos and the young YTs. Because he put Barron on the campaign trail. He put young Barron on the campaign trail.
Nah, I agree with you. And it's like, it's not, and I feel like they blaming black men for the vote because black men did not vote. Because if black men were to vote and they were to vote Democrat,
Mhm.
we still probably would. They still wouldn't have probably won the election. But at the same time, the amount of black men and black women that did vote, the reality is, if we ever going to talk about a black vote, we got to talk about two things. Black people don't vote, and black people get nothing from voting, especially from a president. It's never been, and Kamala said, no, I'm not going to give nothing specifically to black people. She said that out of her mouth. So once again, why, if we catching hell, if we catching hell on a day-to-day basis, why do we even care?
Word. Why would you double down on catching hell? Like, that shit is crazy.
It's a lot of black men and black women since they turned 18 been catching hell.
Real belt
No
to ass.
guidance.
Real belt to ass.
No guidance. No father figure. You got a partner, nigga. Like, that's the reality. So we don't get a chance to even care. So 90% of the black men that voted, it don't even matter. Because if every black man voted, it would have been a whole completely different story. If every black woman voted, it would have been a whole completely different story. But we don't vote. We don't care.
Historically, we don't vote.
Yeah, there's been stuff in the news that talk about how black people don't vote because they never really trusted the government. They always talk about that on the news.
But this is the reality. Like, listen, when we're talking
niggas was redlined and slaves. Why?
Yeah, like if we're talking about historynomics, like, bro, the black man was given the right to vote at the same time as the YT woman. Right? Like the melanated man got his right the same time that they gave the YT woman the right. So they even had to jumble that together. Like, you couldn't even get that individually, right? Like, all right, we might as well throw the YT woman in there too. Like, they've been good. What?
But then in the 1860s, there was black Republicans.
That's what we started at. We were never historic. Listen, Tulsa, Oklahoma, people love to bring that shit up. That shit is a Republican stronghold. That was a Republican stronghold. Like,
should we say trigger warning?
Yeah, like, black people have historically been Republicans. And at one point they got duped into believing that the party switched. Like, that doesn't even make any sense when you understand that the Democrats were the same ones who started the KKK. Right? Like, that was the Democrats who did that. In Indiana, I believe. Like, bro, that wasn't a red thing. So, like, historically, people misunderstood like what was going on, because the reason why melanated people and Republicans got along was because the Republicans were the racists that we knew. Like, you knew they were racist. Because they didn't hide it. They were honest about it. It was the Democrats that were undercover.
I like how you said that.
But this is even a stickier situation, because Donald Trump, JD Vance, RFK, Tulsi Gabbard are all former Democrats.
All of them. And the party lines have been switching with those guys for the past 12, 15 years. Tulsi Gabbard just switched a few months ago. That's how you know that this shit is all a game, and that's how you know that they all playing the same. It's like hot and cold water. It's both still water. That's what the Republicans and the Democrats are. That shit is hot and cold water, bro. It's still water, bro. So the idea that we would pick one over the other and coincide with one for like hundreds of fucking years when it was hundreds of fucking years of these people like beating y'all, kicking y'all ass. Kicking y'all ass.
And I don't think it's like, I don't think we in a world where we like, I don't even think we in a world where we beyond that shit is the reality.
No,
I think the gender war perpetuates slavery in America because it's impossible for us to unite. Because if I tell you the truth, you want to fight me.
exactly.
How can we connect in reality?
It's a cover up. This is where you go to the annals of what's said and you say, now I understand what it means when they say the truth hurts.
What's the main thing they say? Don't talk about the two main things you can talk about in the conversation: religion and politics.
Think about the melanated household growing up. If you spoke too much truth in that household and you was a kid to the parent would tell you shut your mouth.
Mama, you think we shouldn't be eating all this fried chicken and chilling?
You know how many times I got smacked when I was a kid because I was like, I ain't eating that pork. It was good enough for your mama. It was good enough for your daddy. What? I used to get punished for not eating. But these are the things that happen. Like we were so ingrained with the shit that wasn't no good for us. But because it was what everybody did to so-called quote unquote survive, that means everybody had to do it. Black community, melanated community doesn't want to talk about SA. They don't want to talk about incest. They don't want to talk about child abuse. They don't want to talk about lying about who's the parents, who's the real parents of these kids. Like, but melanated family does not want to talk about none of that shit. None of it. Well, but we love to talk about it when it got YT people involved.
Crazy.
A man who is trying to teach his woman loves his woman. That's their form of love. They are natural teachers. They want to guide, they want to lead, they want to make sure that you are safe and you are mentally prepared for any enemy that is coming at you. Okay? So a lot of women are taking their criticism or taking their direction as a personal attack, when really it's their form of love. Meant to.
This is what I'm talking about. If I tell you how I feel, how this shit is,
you gonna want to fight me.
You gonna want to fight.
Babe, if I tell you I'm not happy, ooh.
Yo.
It's real like if you get into a space in your life where you have a direction and you say, man, if we just did this, we would be here. And that person says, I see that vision and I'm gonna do that. You gonna take over. But if you with somebody and say, nigga, I don't even, why the fuck I need to be doing all of that? I got my own shit going on. I got my own kids. I got my own life. I got my own family. I got my own dreams. I got my own ambitions. I got everything in my life that I got set up. So you gonna have to integrate with me. You're gonna have a hard time. And I just want people to be honest about the reflection of the matter. Because if you're a busybody with all types of shit going on, but yet and still you want to find love, how? And real, you can find a man, you can find a woman, but is it real though? Can y'all really work together though?
Or you just placating the idea of a relationship just for social acceptance.
Facts. You don't want to be lonely. You don't want to be bored. You don't want to feel like you don't got a man or you don't got a girl.
Homo shit.
Yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out. Deep.
Typically, from my experience, are analyzers. They analyze a person, especially the person they're with. They see your frame of thinking, they see where your weaknesses are, and they want to strengthen you. I'll go even further. When a man cares about a woman, he wants to protect her. And so, knowing how vulnerable she is to potential dangers, to the enemy, to predators, to threats out in the world, he is going to analyze her critical thinking and her mind frame. And if he sees flaws in it, he sees that you are naive in certain areas, he is going to want to fix that. He's going to want to teach you. He's going to want to make you stronger, more mentally aware, so that you're not a target for dangerous people and entities in the world. Okay? That's like.
And let's unpack this, Serpent. Let's unpack this, AD. If you don't give your girl no game, you don't give a fuck about her. If he
Fact.
don't give you no game, he don't give a fuck about you.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. That's a
If you don't
fact.
tell her about life,
That's a
you
part
can't be.
of your provision, though, as a leader, right? If you're supposed to be the lead, that's a part of your provision. Provision isn't always financial. Part of that shit is providing a understanding of certain intellectual components and things that she just might not have, especially with her being an emotionally dominant person. It's
No,
your job to show her where her emotions are not necessary versus, this is where you use reason and logic. That's your job.
yeah,
But
and
it's,
it's
but it's also her job to follow your instruction, right? So, like, if y'all don't have that dynamic that exists within a relationship where she knows that what you are putting down is only for the betterment of her and for the relationship, and she respects that and she looks forward to that, there's no way that she will ever submit to that. Especially not if she an independent boss bitch.
Man, it's like it's a beautiful thing. It's like a diamond that you find digging a hole in the middle of a field in Nantucket, Massachusetts, behind a cobblestone bridge, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Shawshank Redemption type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like one in a million. Most of the time, these girls are going to tell you to kiss their ass. So that's what I'm saying. It sound good what
Mm-hmm.
niggas say, but how do you interpret and like in reality, like ain't nobody trying to work with a nigga and try to listen to a nigga and do all of this shit. Like nigga, get the fuck out of here. Do you got some money? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we
Oh,
going for
broke
dinner.
ass.
well, the thing is, I know the person, so like I get what you're saying, but you don't know him like I do, so it's not gonna fit what you're saying. Like I know how to go correlate with them, and it's like, all right, sure.
Hey, he only makes $16 an hour. What the fuck that got to do with it?
I don't know. It's just 9 to 5. It just screams like you getting your money, but I feel like a street nigga, they just more educated and about like, you know, just getting money better.
I'm trying to get my herd did.
If it ain't love, she's sizing your ass up the whole entire time. If it ain't love, he getting all the pussy he can get about your ass until the relationship is over. And you'll be like, man, I done slutted that girl out. I done did everything I wanted to do. I was tired of her anyway. It's time for me to get a new girl. And this cycle just continues over and over again. You sizing him up, you waiting to dismiss him, and he like, yeah, can I come over tonight? Can I come over tonight? Can I come over tonight? Is the kids sleep? Is the kids sleep? Is the kids sleep? That's all you gonna get out of this nigga. What you doing? Shit, I get off at 10.
Nothing
Can I
what
come
she doing.
over? What you doing? Can I come over tonight?
Oh yeah.
You hungry?
Nigga said
base.
you gonna bring me some fast food too. That's the fuck up.
Nah, he gonna bring you some goddamn Wendy's, a 4 for 4. Gonna bring your ass a slice of pizza, some bag of chips, something goofy, and he gonna get all of the divine yoni that you be talking about on Instagram for a bag of chips. Talking about I'm looking for a real man.
Not
How?
not the divine yoni.
The divine yoni for I get off work at 10. Say I'm lying. Serpent. You done told a girl you get off work at midnight. Come on, bro. I get off work around 12. You think you would be up?
I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
the
you just
door
gotta
open
be
for you.
quiet.
I'm gonna leave the door open for you.
You just gotta be quiet.
Yeah, the kid's gonna be asleep. Don't make a lot of noise. Told you to be quiet.
Yo,
You
that
know
shit.
how the baby is. The baby, she real sensitive.
Yo, when you put it like that, bro, that shit sounds so familiar.
I get off at I get off at 12, so hopefully
All you get is them good morning texts. What you doing? LOL. Oh yeah. What time you off?
Why you ain't called me back last time?
Or is the when I brought up about going out, it's like you stopped texting me.
oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh yeah, we should go out to dinner. No reply.
No reply.
No reply. Right? And it's like, yo, we really need to have some decorum and flow when it comes to these relationships, or y'all gonna crash out almost religiously at this point.
Man, because then you're gonna be with him for.
Everybody
Oh,
wanted to
go
know
ahead,
where
buddy.
the good men are.
No, go ahead. I was just bringing it up.
Yeah, because then you'll be with him. Don't really like him. Let him cheat on you. Then find out he voted for Trump. Now you want to break up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want a divorce because he voted for Trump, and that's just like
Oh,
that's just like
I heard that so much today, bro.
that's just like y'all probably got kids together, and they'll be like, "This how you know this whole shit." You got to go within yourself and change your reality. Because imagine you being 20 years old and you like, "Well, why your parents divorced? My dad voted for Trump in 2024, ruined the whole household. He's smoking crack now. My mom, she on goddamn back page." You know what I'm saying? It was real rough, man. After they divorced, they was really good together, but
Not
then
that age, nigga.
yeah, she's 65. She doing granny specials on Backpage, man. This shit is wild, man. This goddamn 2024 ruin everything, man.
Yo, yeah, but that's true though, because at some point, that shit just I don't know why that shit just made me think of the 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 old head who just can't be in a relationship no more. And they be wifing their sons and shit. Like that just made me, like, oh my gosh, yo, oh man, that's just super delulu, bro. Like,
Everybody wanted to know where the good men are, but let me just explain to you what's stopping these good men from getting with you. This idea that a man should come along and take you as you are. He should accept you for who you are, how you feel, how you think, what you do, and he shouldn't question that. He should embrace it, right? That's what you want. But that man wasn't good enough to be with you, to get with you, until he did all the work. He had to become this amazing provider, which means he needed to put in extra work and effort towards his career, maybe his education. Maybe he had to really put in the work for a grind, whatever he was doing. But until he can provide a lavish lifestyle, you didn't think he was worth much to anything. You want to make sure that you have a man who's making solid, sound decisions. You want him to stay far away from all these girls in these streets where he can get somebody pregnant and have all these children out of wedlock, because you want to be the woman who comes along for this perfect man, right? But you don't want to do any work. Do you know why your grandmothers back in the day were able to get these men when they were young, that's because they spent their entire life being raised and taught how to be a good woman, how to make sound decisions, what men cared about. See, we frown upon that now. You call it misogynistic. But no matter what name you put on these things, it's not going to change that you can't control what a man is going to find attractive and what a man is going to pursue. You just can't. So you have two choices. Get on board and start putting in the work now, or
You niggas need to start telling these women that you need more than one partner. And you women need to start telling these niggas that you like it in more than one hole at once. Like y'all just need to fall.
Yo,
I just need to be honest, bro. Like just let it all out, man. Like just let it all out, bro. Yeah, just need to be honest, man.
How do we get there? How do people get there? How do they what's the first step to honesty?
Starting it in the beginning.
I'm trying to
The first step to
S
honesty
word.
is
I can't remember the S word.
being honest with yourself. That's the first step. Shadow work.
I can't since I can't remember the word.
Yeah, you got to be accountable about your urges. You got to be accountable about the things that turn you on. You got to be accountable about your lust. You got to be accountable about all of that shit. And the same thing with her. Like, listen, if you used to BBCs, like you need to be honest about that. You need to be honest about that because this 4.5, John, pause is not going to work for you. So I need to know if, I need to add some things to the repertoire. Like niggas need to know, bro. Niggas need to know.
I mean, it just seems so difficult. Like me, if you treat me right and you work at McDonald's and you don't look all that good, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just treat me right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very simple. But if I gotta be everything and all things, I'm gonna feel some type of way because I ain't even giving you them standards. So don't give me them standards.
Facts. And I think also there's a big distinction, or rather, there's a big difference between standards and preference. And I know a lot of women like to hang on this. I got high standards shit, and I shouldn't have to settle. Blah blah blah. But most of that shit y'all talking about is preference. That shit ain't standards. And so, knowing the difference between those two and making those distinctions, and knowing that you can't hang your hat on that shit, like, yeah, he didn't meet my standards. Like, you can't have a roster while you're trying to figure out if this guy is the one or this girl is the one. Neither one of y'all can have a roster, bro. So if you're trying to be honest and you're trying to do this shit for real, oh yeah, you need to go heavy in your shadow work and be honest about what you do like, what you do want, what you do expect. And then when you get with that person who's maybe interested in doing it with you, like you need to explain that to that person. Because otherwise, you find out that she doesn't respect you, and then she finds out that you don't love her. Everything is going to shit anyway. Like men, you can't live off of love. You need respect. Women, you clearly need some level of logic and reasoning to go with your emotional, fucking chaotic, fucking whatever that shit is. Like y'all both need each other, but y'all need to be honest about needing each other. So.
I would say you need a man that loves you. If you got a man that love you, you could motherfucking have shitty draws and he don't even care because he love you. But women don't really deal with men that love them. They deal with the most attractive, most available man, the best man that they can get. Let's just say that. But in the reason that you dealing with the best man that you can get, you're not the only one that's dealing with this man. So usually, why you probably ain't with your baby dad is because he cheated on you, because he can cheat on you. Not saying that a dude that love you can't cheat on you, but I'm also saying if he love you, he more prone to make it work with you versus being with somebody that can get all the hoes. He don't care. You just an option. So it's just learning how to just kind of like be loved and be lovable. That's what she said. Most like sometimes you was raised to be a wife or raised to understand what a man really likes or what he like is into. I don't understand how you could want to be in a relationship with a man but not give a fuck what that man is into.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing, honestly. Because it's like then like just to put up and hear him talk about it, know you don't like it, and just put that front. Eventually, he gonna leave. But soon as that nigga's gonna be truly unhappy. So I can't talk to her about nothing, and it's always about her. That nigga's gonna leave.
That for sure be happening.
Most times, a dude they just really want a good ass conversation, especially when you conversation about the shit they like.
Yeah, I'm getting old, nigga. I prefer a good conversation over most box. I ain't gonna hold you.
Y'all be getting it though? Y'all get a good conversation?
Nah, I get good conversations when I'm online with y'all niggas. Like I don't get that. I don't get that shit much in real life.
You talk about like with just everybody or just like with the feminine?
I'm talking about everybody,
Women.
just in general.
I mean, I work with a lot, so it just be just regular work conversation, but not no.
I'm talking about the one like dating, relationship wise.
Nah.
Do you get good conversations out of it?
Unless it's the conversation be good when niggas be trying to hit because they just make conversation out of anything. But when a motherfucker actually trying to get to know you, then the conversation be like, man. Like,
yeah, you'll talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nigga, if you just want the box. But
yeah, so I got this poodle.
All right, so that makes me come
Maltese.
up. That makes me come up with a question. Then, how can you wish for a successful relationship with a woman if you're not actively leading from day one? Because I'm not even going to try to get to know you. I just want to know if we're in sync. Like you trying to, not necessarily like you trying to be led, but you understand hierarchy and you submissive, right? If you're not submissive or if you're not feminine, if you're not trying to work with me, like I just got this from being in the streets, right? In the streets, you can get a girlfriend in an hour. And she treats you better than anybody you knew for 20 years.
That's a fact.
So if I got to get to know you and play all of these cat and mouse games with you and impress you, I don't want you at all. I'm unattracted. Period.
Yeah.
And I'm not even dealing with you because it's 8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
So why do I got to deal with somebody that's like narcissistic and ego-centered? So my thing is, can you create a relationship trying to get to know a person, or do you got to be assertive from day one? Just on y'all opinion. I mean, ain't no right answer, but I'm just made me think of something.
I think you can, but you got to be assertive from the beginning. But I think it honestly, I think it depends on how you guys meet and then how you guys are spending time. Like, is this a group thing where everybody is there and hanging out and shooting the shit? Or is it just a you and that person thing? You know, I think the environments that in which you get to interact are key, right? Because if we're going on a date to start, there's going to be a lot of pretentiousness in that. It's going to be a lot of pretending and lying and falsehoods in that, right? You have to live up to a particular standard just as she does. Y'all going to dress up and do whatever. But if you at an event and we meet at an event and we start out just having a platonic conversation that ultimately leads to that area that we're discussing, I think that's the only way it works. Because if it's just one on one, I just don't see how.
Yeah, one on one's more seductive.
Yeah, I don't see how one person doesn't lie to the other, right? Because in a group setting, you with your peoples, I'm with my peoples. You're not pretending with your peoples, or maybe you are, but I can read that, right? I can't necessarily read you if it's just me and you, and we're going on a date for the first time. Like, how did we get to this point? You know what I'm saying? Is this a hookup? Did I see you somewhere else? Like, I don't see that. The one-on-one dating shit, no, I don't see that. Dating is reserved for marriage, and that's where I believe all of us get it. All of the people that start trying to get to know people get it wrong. Dating is reserved for marriage. So if we start now going on a date, we already started out on the wrong foot. We have to get to know each other before we get to the point where I need to spend money on you. Fuck out my face. I'm grown.
Yeah, because if you with the guys and if you acting different around some box, the guys gonna call you out. They gonna embarrass you about that shit. They gonna be like, man, niggas want to look to the sky, act all nonchalant now, want to be cool.
Yeah.
They were like, so.
I'm not the beta nigga that's gonna show you off with what I got or what I don't got. I ain't even doing that. Fuck out my face. I work for my shit. So if we get to that point and I need to take you out to do something first, like, yeah, you probably lost.
That's how they get you. They fuck
you. Yeah, you probably lost me from the
beginning. About spending time with you.
I think that's the determining factor for most of us, because I know that's the determining factor for me. Because it's like, if I need to spend bread on you for me to show you that I'm interested or that I'm so-called quote unquote worthy, I'm only going for the box, and then I'm going to block you. I'm done.
So I was watching this Drewski reel today, man. He's so fucking stupid, man. This dude go, she said something. He go, I gave you 25K. At least I should be getting some pussy. At least.
Couldn't be me.
Everybody in the comments like, yeah, like at least 2 strokes and swirl or something.
25K, I'm moving in, nigga. What you talking about?
Man,
but she had sex with who she wanted with for free. So what you paying for it for?
Exactly. It's like the question I heard today when Anton asked one of the chicks on the show, like, can you be a revirgin? And she answered, she's like, no. I mean, I could be a born again Christian. He's like, nah. Can you be a revirgin, like with the vagine? And the answer unequivocally is no. So if Mo, Dick, and Harry got that shit for free, there's no way in hell you're gonna expect me to wine and dine you. That's just not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. And you can't put that toothpaste back in that bag. Like you can't. Yeah, that's why I'm single.
Well, this is our relationship show on Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday. Being consistent with the content, chopping it up with y'all, giving y'all something interesting to watch, something to think about, man. Y'all got any closing thoughts before we get up out of here for tonight?
Yeah,
Just make sure you guys get a lot of rest, man, and focus on your goals. Focus on you.
yeah, get in your ritual bag. Do some real high level ethical magic. Don't be scared.
Yeah, man. It's that time to do that magic, do that inner work, do that shadow work, whatever you want to call it, because whatever is holding you back, it's your motherfucking self, but you too ignorant to see it. So start journaling. Stop blaming your baby daddy. Stop blaming your baby mama. Change the world. When you change it within, I promise you, you will see results when you understand that you are the God you've been praying to for so long. With all that being said, man, I hope y'all have a good night. Where can they find y'all cool cats on the social medias?
Dark
AD
Secret
underscore Senpai 33. AD underscore Senpai 33. AD underscore Senpai 33.
Dark Sacred Serpent, Dark Sacred Serpent, Dark Sacred Serpent.
Type shit, man. See y'all on the flip side in our next video. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Join the Discord if y'all want to continue this conversation after the live. We'll see y'all there. And we'll see y'all on the flip side, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace to the fam.
Initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?